I have listened to every single audible. I've been to Tony Robbins and I've shouted in the mirror how great I am and got zero results, but for much longer than you.
Let's talk about results. How did your results change over the year?
The first part is 135,000. In the middle, I make 100,000, and then on the exit, I make 350,000.
Effectively from 6,000 a month to 500,000 a year.
Yes.
Wow.
It feels great. I have learned all from you. I mean, my life has completely changed.
Hey, Jen, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. First off, I just want to say thank you. I know that you are a busy lady. I wanted to just say thank you for taking the time to set up this call with me. Why don't you take a moment just to introduce yourself and tell anyone who's listening who you are and what you do?
Sure, I would love to. Hi, everybody. I'm Jennifer Jones, and I am based out of San Francisco, California. I have been in the real estate industry for about 20 years, and I started off in residential and moved to commercial, and then ended up in the development arena where we take boutique, usually 6-unit apartment buildings, and we change the use on them and we convert them into individual units for sale.
How long have you been in development for?
For 10 years. 2015 was my first project. And actually, it was in September. So that would be 10 years total.
Nice. And do you remember how long you and I have been working together? Is it a year?
It's over a year. It's July 17th to be exact.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 2024.
Okay. So 13 months in that case.
Yes.
So I might be testing your memory a little bit, but do you remember why you joined the coaching?
So we actually originally met through Bob's coaching program, which I think might have been a couple years back.
It was. Yeah. It was over 2.5 years ago.
At which I got great program, got nothing out of it. I'm one of those people that you always talk about on the calls that have spent tens of thousands of dollars in personal development. And I have read every single book. I have listened to every single audible. I've been to Tony Robbins and I've shouted in the mirror how great I am and got zero results, but for much longer than you.
Yes.
I started my journey when I was pregnant with my daughter, she's 10 now.
Wow.
So
you studied personal development for close to, let's say, 9 years with very little to no results.
Very little to no results. Yes.
And what were the biggest things that were holding you back? This is a loaded question because I know it, but I just want you to share it. What were the biggest things holding you back when you first joined the coaching?
Well, looking back, I had no idea what a disaster I was. I did not have an organized thought process. I had no discipline. I absolutely let the external world control whatever was happening. And I had a million reasons why. I have an autistic son and I have a mom with Alzheimer's and the market is going up and down. And I had a million reasons on why I wasn't doing well.
Yeah.
And with your coaching, which I did not take to right away, it took me I'm almost embarrassed to say I didn't even really put the effort because of my thought patterns for like 4 months.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened exactly, what made it click. I think I really started listening more and more to you. And then it just became very habitual. I get up every morning early at 5 o'clock. I start with a cup of coffee and then I pour right into listening to you, studying. I get my theme, but it's pretty basic. I don't go as in deep like you do sometimes. To be honest, master the moments is always a big theme, and discipline my mind, create winning behaviors. As simple as that sounds, that's really the number one thing that I have to concentrate on during the day. And I do a candle, a little bit of gratitude, like 5-10 things depending. And I'm done all in 45 to 60 minutes. And then I'm on to the next thing, which is usually exercise or something.
Yeah.
All before everyone awakes.
I
So,
can I can remember when we first started working together, it was like your mind was operating at like 10,000 miles an hour, right? Because I remember our first couple of coaching calls, I knew you were going through the coaching, but you were asking me questions that if anyone was kind of like even half paying attention, they wouldn't ask those questions. So I don't know if you can relate to that or you picked that up about yourself, where it was like everything was on like turbo mode, right? And I see a lot of people do this in personal development where they study, but it's just to tick a box, and they do auto suggestion just to tick a box. They go to the gym just to tick a box, not actually slow their mind down, master the moments, and actually like do what they're doing with intensity.
yeah. So, to be completely honest, I was operating in what you don't know, you don't know.
Of course. Yeah.
100%. I actually thought I was quite, sophisticated and doing well. And I'm an entrepreneur for 20 years and
Yeah.
not being real with myself,
Uh-huh.
not really looking at, okay, where am I really? Not what I'm telling other people, or maybe even what I'm telling myself.
Yeah.
Where am I?
Let's talk about the fun part. Let's talk about results. How did your results change over the year?
So, my results changed drastically, but very slowly. And I have two major projects that were in escrow, which seemed like forever. And for the rest of the world, large projects might take 60, 90 days to close. But all in one project, and they're with the same development, same group. And it's kind of a package deal, if you will. The first one took like 7 months, and then the other one took 8 months to close, from start to finish, which is very long. It kept dying and coming back. And there was so many times that I'm like, no, this is dead. There's no way we could come back from what we're going through. And then we resuscitate it and bring it back to life. And now we're knee deep in the development stage. The construction on the first phase is going to be done at the end of October, and then we'll be able to sell all the units. And then the second phase is the other 6 units.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't even know what quadrupled what I was making a month. And I know I always told you it was $10,000 a month I was making,
Yeah.
but really it could have been six
Uh-huh.
months, it just
Yeah. It was a
living
little
off.
inconsistent.
It was very inconsistent, living
Yeah.
off of open credit cards and just really organizing my mind and discipline and persistence, which have really played really big factors in my change and this tracking.
Yeah.
I found that I was really good for 3 days and then fall off
What I
for
was
two,
like. Yeah.
and then maybe really good for seven, and then terrible for three. But during my coaching, when I really started, I was probably 7 months into it when I really started clicking. It took me that long.
Yeah.
Beyond your 6 month master, it took me 7 months to really start operating on all cylinders. And that's when, let's say, I didn't do it for a day. It became like I was in cement. And then it became as if I was carrying an elevator on my shoulders, and it got really, really hard. And then and I remember I got stuck there for a few days. And then I was like, went back to my schedule, and it just made me so much more alert that I don't want to go through that.
Yeah.
And it seemed like whenever I would start in the beginning, it became harder the more I was investing, becoming a habit.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And I don't know how to describe it. And I don't know if you went through that or not. It's clear as day to me that if I stop, it became just unbearably difficult.
Yeah. What are you comfortable sharing the increase in income, like the actual tangible number of what you experienced from when you first started to now?
Sure. So, like the first part, I get paid in 3 different parts for this project that I'm involved in for 12 months. The first part is 135,000 that I've made. In the middle, I make 100,000, and then on the exit, I make 350,000.
Okay, so that is effectively from 6,000 a month to 500,000 a year.
Yes.
Wow. How does that feel?
Yeah, it feels great.
Yeah,
It
that's
feels
awesome.
great. And it's funny because the paradigm is like, well, you didn't get it all in
Mhm.
one time, right? It's funny how it just sneaks up on you. As
Yeah,
soon as I got the win
yeah,
and was moving forward, I could hear it. Well, you haven't been paid it yet.
yeah. Well, that's the paradigm, turning a win into a loss, right?
Oh, exactly, exactly. And I chose not to. I rejected that thought.
I want to ask you an important question because, like, I was in this category myself. It was 9 years for you. It was 2.5 years for me, and I speak to, if it's not dozens, it's hundreds of people across a month where, they've read the books, they've taken on coaching programs before, and they've had coaches, and they haven't been able to create the tangible results. And because it was me, I've purposely put the masterclass together to close that gap. But I'd love to hear it from your words. What do you think the difference was between the 9 years and being mentored by Bob himself to going through the masterclass and actually creating tangible results?
So I think the way that your course is laid out is really brilliant. And the reason why is because it's very repetitive.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how my paradigm, our paradigms get there to begin with.
Yeah.
To someone like my husband that hears you in passing is always saying he's saying the same thing, which is funny to him, but it
Yeah.
actually I think it really makes a difference. I'm going to relate it to a song we all like.
Mm-hmm.
Hear a song and then all of a sudden, have you ever been walking around the house? My daughter listens to the same music over and over. She's
Just
10.
starts playing.
So it starts playing in your mind.
Yeah.
And I don't even like that song. And
Uh,
it's my mind. And that is what you started doing for me. You were playing in my mind constantly.
mm-hmm.
And that is what everybody needs.
Yeah.
It master the moment something comes up. No, I'm going to reject that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when I started hearing it over and over and over again, the way that you have it laid out in the course it's really easy to follow. And then you start hearing it more.
Mm-hmm.
The more you start hearing it differently,
Yeah.
it starts making more sense.
If someone was listening to this right now and they were saying to themselves, yeah, but I've used repetition before, right? Or if someone is on the fence, what would you kind of say to them?
Lean in and be more curious.
Mm-hmm.
Be more open minded. I think us as humans are like, oh, I've already done that. I already
Mm-hmm.
know that. And when we say that, we're basically closing ourselves off
Yeah.
to understanding even deeper and further
Yeah. Yeah.
than
I like
what
that.
we really, yeah. Well, and that is what I have learned all from you. I mean, my life has completely changed. I mean, we're talking money, but more importantly, in my personal life, I now have relationships with people that I would have never talked to before, like my ex-husband, my mother's husband.
Yeah.
We had feuds going on for a decade, and because of your coaching, I learned to look at it through a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have to be right. I should do the right thing. And I love my mother and
Yeah.
I love my daughter. So I should just operate from there. And I would have never thought that before the coaching.
Oh, I love that. I always say if personal development is done properly, it will positively impact every area of our life, right? Because it's us, right? Whether it's relationships or health or income or our business, the one common denominator between all those areas is us. And when we truly grow, it'll positively impact every area of our life. So, did you have any last comments or anything you'd like to share that you feel I haven't covered, Jen?
Well, it's funny that you say every area of your life because even health wise, although I wasn't aiming for anything health wise, I kind of already incorporated working out daily before I met you.
Yeah.
But I now do a 5-day fast once a month,
Mm-hmm.
which takes a lot of discipline, which
Yeah.
I would have never thought in a million years that I could do something like that.
Uh-huh.
And you can do anything you want if you just discipline your mind and create winning behaviors.
I love it. I love it. Well, I absolutely loved working with you over the 12 to 13 months, Jen. You were an absolute, not so much in the beginning, but once you really locked in, you were an absolute pleasure. So thank you for taking the time. I know that you're busy with this, but two, also congratulations on your results. I always say
Thank
to
you.
anyone who creates results through my coaching, yes, I handed you the tools, but you did the work, and it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of guts to sit back and actually do the work. So congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Justin.
It's my pleasure.